Hello, this is going to be a quick demonstration of the game Guess What. First, on the menu, we're going to take a look at the instructions. There are two YouTube videos, one for a one-player and the second for a two-player if you have a data connection and choose to watch those. Otherwise, just briefly read through the instructions to get an idea of how to play the game. Under the options, we have two different options here. The first is to play a one-player game, which you will be playing a computer, and the second is to play a two-player, where you'll hand the device back and forth between you and your opponent. You also have the option to choose between different game types. The game Guess Who only uses people, but this has added animals and shapes to allow for even younger children to play the game with less complexity. So we're going to choose a one-player game with shapes, and we'll start the game. And the first thing you notice is we have 16 cards, and they all are different. We, for our card, have one of them, and our opponent is going to have a different card. And the objective is to try to guess the opponent's card with yes or no questions. Since with a one player we're playing the computer, we have these scripted questions if you hit the question button. And first thing we're going to ask is if our opponent's card has stripes. So you can see here it answers yes, my card does have stripes. So we'll confirm, and anything with dots we're going to tap on and flip over because we'll no longer need to ask questions about those. You can also at any point guess. So if we hit the guess button, it tells us we only get one guess. If you get it right, you win. If you get it wrong, you lose. So we're going to wait a little bit until we get closer to one card before we make our guess. So when you're done with your turn and you've flipped everything over that you need to, you can no longer ask any more questions. It'll tell you either need to pick cards or pass your turn. So what we'll do next is we'll pass our turn to the computer and confirm. And you can see here the computer lets us know here's our image, just to remind us, and does our image have stripes? And here you can see that our image has dots, so we'll hit no. The computer flips over everything with stripes and passes the turn back to us. So if we did go through this iterative process and get rid of a lot of cards, and we only had one, what we do is we go ahead and make a guess, and hit guess, yes we are ready, and we tap on the card we're guessing. And we got lucky and we did win. So we'll just do a new game real quick and we'll take another guess, and hopefully this time it's wrong. So here it tells us our guess was the red square and our opponent actually had the orange star. So we did lose, and now we can either start a new game or go back to the menu. When we go back to the menu, we're actually going to change the options. We'll take a look at a two-player game and we'll use the animals board. And when we start the game, you can see here for a two-player, the first thing that happens is the second player needs to know what their card is before you can start the game. So you hand the device to the second player, they'll cover the phone so the first player can't see it, and hit continue. And they'll see their card. Here's the monkey. Now the second player needs to remember the details of this item. So it's brown, it's got two legs, it has a tail, any sort of thing that the first player could ask questions about. And hit continue, and it says hand it back to the first player so that they can hide it from the second player. And now the first player sees their card here and will ask questions to try to eliminate the cards of the second player. Now they're starting to get a little more detailed, so what you can do is actually drag your finger across the cards to see a zoomed in view, so you can see how many legs it has, what color it is, if it's got wings, things like that. Also, if the second player forgets what their card looks like, the first player can actually tap and cover up their card and show the second player the board so that they can take a look and try to figure out, the answer to the question the first player is asking. So you'll go through the same process. You'll pass this off, and this time when you hit yes, it'll actually put a prompt for the second player so that they definitely have the device before they hit yes. And again, they can also cover up their card if need be, or uncover it. And we'll take a quick look here at the people, just to give you an idea of what they look like. And second player, so second player is Brandon, and we'll continue. So here are the people. Again, they get a little more complex. If you take a look at the pre-scripted questions, there are a lot of different categories here that you can choose from. But when you're playing a two-player, you don't have to use these scripted questions. If you do click on one, that's fine. You can go into questions as many times as you want. but feel free to ask any sort of question about these characters that you would like. And that is our quick demonstration of Guess What, and I hope you enjoy the game. Thank you.